Hey everyone, so for today's toy haul, I am going to be unboxing the Transformers Studio Series 86 Coronation Starscream. I'm 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 fairly excited for this one. This was something I've been wanting to get for a while at the Target I live nearby, but it was pretty pricey. It was like $52 to $56, and luckily my local Ross just put them out right now, and like I got this one for 15, but in total it's like 17 after tax, and that's like a fourth of the price right there for this figure alone. So I'm like really excited for this. I was actually so excited that I actually already unboxed it. And yeah, let me just jump straight into this. Really quickly, this box is part of Hasbro's campaign for like trying to reduce its plastic. And I do liked how this figure was packaged. This figure had very minimal plastic, and it also was tied together with these like paper zip ties. So that was really cool. These Studio Series also come with like these backdrops. They may or may not be useful. I know some people don't like these too much, but they do come with this one. I'll definitely be keeping this box just because of how beautiful it looks. Yeah, let's just jump straight into talking about this figure. Here we got Starscream. This is actually like my first Starscream figure, so I don't really know how to base this off of. But from the first glance, this figure does look really cool. His head is on a ball joint, so there is a lot of movability with it. And this figure does have a 90-degree shoulder bend, and it also does have like a fairly satisfying elbow bend, like about maybe 55 degrees. The hands aren't something I'm totally used to. I'm kind of used to the the Bayverse figures where the hands are a little bit more opposable, but these hands are more modular, I guess, as I could say, where they stay in one place, and then you have to rotate the arms in a very specific fashion. And then leg-wise, legs do come out to about maybe a nice splits for Starscream. He does have decent knee bending, does go like that. It's sensitive of how blocky it is kind of limited, but I mean that's the whole aesthetic of these Transformers figures, so I'm totally down for it. And also apparently this is a big deal for Transformer figures, but he does have this Starscream does have heels, which does make it makes it easier for him to stand up. I like that this figure also has like a very streamlined look, mostly just because it's based off the G1 figures, obviously. And then I do like that the wings that are on its feet, they feel very uniform, so they don't feel like they get in the way. So that's really cool. Cockpit seems to just, not cockpit, well, I guess it's cockpit. His plain nose just hangs in the back like this, very rested. Wings got a good movement span. Not fully movable, but up and down, so that's cool. And they just kind of hang back there. So really quickly, let's talk about his additional accessories. So this Starscream is very famous because this is after he takes control of the Decepticons. This Starscream is really cool because it comes with like a lot of different accessories. So he comes with like a purple throne. He comes with a purple cape, which I believe it's 5mm, so you can attach it to the back right here, and then you can also, I guess, technically attach it to the side if you wanted to be extra like that. Yeah, that's one of the cool things about Transformers is that they most of them have like that 5mm port jack. And also this cape does expand out to be more either bigger or smaller, depending on your preference really. Finally, the figure does come with his crown that you see in the 86 movie. And then he also does come with two big shoulders. These aren't built into the figure, which I guess it would kind of get in the way. You would have to you do have to take these shoulders on and off, which is the only downside. But they make for a very cool design and stuff. And there's a space on his shoulder where you can also attach some guns. In which case, this figure does come with not 2, but 4 guns with this figure. So it definitely comes with a lot. And I'll talk more about like how this figure transforms in a short bit. Oh, interesting. So if you guys look on the instruction manual for this figure, so it's actually interesting. There are very specific instructions for putting on all of Starscream's special items, I guess. So I just find that very funny that they would put so much detail into this. He is only a 29-step transformer, so he shouldn't be too hard to transform. The head portion, you can't just bring it like that. You have to like lift it almost up and then move into the locking position, which it locks right into the clear plastic parts. So you can kind of tell there's a couple of little tiny latches on the side that you have to kind of lift up. And then once I pull that up forward a bit, plop out the jet area portion like that. Yes, I have the maturity of a 7-year-old. Same thing as the other time. Sometimes it's just easier to just take off the wing portions than versus transforming them, which I'm glad Hasbro had that in mind. Oh, okay, well, screw it, close enough. This wing doesn't really want to go in all the way to the bottom notch, but I'd rather not scratch the paint job more than it is, but I can live with it because I can live with it. Close those back up, and we got Starscream. And I like his vehicle mode a lot. It's very clean, it's very sleek, and this is my first actual like Starscream, so even more exciting because I only have the I do have 2 Seekers from the Transformers video game, from like the first one, from the Bayverse one, but I'm not a fan of displaying those. But still, I'm very happy with this figure, and yeah. Let me transform him back and do the attachments. So I do like this figure quite a bit. He does have a pretty good heft. He's kind of on the blockier side, which makes for like a fairly easy transformation. But there are kind of things that I want to nitpick. One of them was like his left foot being a little bit more on the looser side than his right. Upon opening the figure, that's one thing. You know, I'm glad I only spent like 15 bucks on this because this is a really solid purchase for 15. Otherwise, I don't know how I'd feel like buying this figure and then having to deal with like the nubs area. You can kind of tell where they cut off specifically this figure from the molding, and then they combined it together. So there's a lot of like white blemishes, red blemishes of like paint missing. So that's just a downside. And I'm not sure if this is like for any other Starscream. This Starscream has like a design flaw where like there's like this big gap in between. And for me, like brain jargon, it kind of messes with me because like I feel like for a G1 character, you even kind of see it on the box art too, he should be a more complete figure, but there's like these big gaps right here, like big ass gaps. So that's kind of a downside. It's really weird too when you see it in vehicle mode, just because there's now this like empty space that I can shove my finger into, and I kind of just wish that there was at least a little bit of better design with that. Also, this is kind of something that bothers me too, like pulling his chest off. It feels like I don't want to break this figure, but he's definitely sturdy enough where he won't break, but it's just there's a lot of pull to get the chest off of him, so that's a negative downside really. Yeah, this arm stuff right here was like really hard to get out. Like once I pull this up, pull this down, you kind of then have to like, then have to tuck the blue kibble thing into like the arm a bit more. Once you tuck that arm in, you also have to kind of tuck in this white notch thing into the wrist space. That way, and it fits in smoothly, like right there. But like, I mean, if you look at the instructions, they don't really show it like that. So that's a negative downside about that. I got him back into his coronation thing. So really quickly, to also just add some more details too. I think his cape is okay. I wish that they put the hole, the 5mm hole, a little bit higher up if it was possible. Just because it feels like you're kind of like, it's really heavy, so it's like it pulls the figure more back, which makes it really awkward to pose him. On top of it too, I wish they gave us a kind of an option to transform with the shoulder kibbles, just because they just kind of plop on and off. It feels more like a missed opportunity, in my opinion. The crown part is cool. Definitely this throne is a really cool thing. It's just, I mean, it's clearly too small for Starscream, but I like the idea of it though. I'll probably use it for a figure that doesn't have as much like wing kibble, like, so maybe another Decepticon. Yeah, also, I know this is probably extra, but you know, I'm always going to be a bigger fan of like cloth capes. You'd figure that the cape would probably connect to the shoulders right here, because then that gives me some Superman-esque vibes, I guess. Overall, I would say he is a very good figure for picking him up for 16 bucks. I would probably even, if I wanted to have gotten him at like a cheaper price from his original one that I would see at Target of like 52, I think 30 bucks would have been a very solid price for him. Again, there's a lot of a couple of nitpick things for me, but overall I did really enjoy this figure. It's good. It's good. Anyways, that's about it. This video is a little bit on the different side just because I'm only really reviewing one figure. The analysis for this Starscream figure was a lot more than I anticipated, so I decided to make him his separate video. Originally, I had like 3 other Transformer figures I was going to review at the same time. But if you guys like this type of format when it comes to my toy hauls, please let me know. I can see if I can start doing this more. And let me know what you guys think about this find from Ross. I was, again, really excited for finding him for like 17 bucks. If you guys like this video, feel free to like it as well as subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys for the next one. Bye!